Hi, living on Boulder Vlog, November 18th, 2019, Monday, 8:51 p.m. So, I'm working on the Google Earthing the Region 9 of Rome right now. And it's, yesterday I had to trace columns all day long. I had to do all of the columns for the Circus of Nero, which has 2 rows around it, and then all of the columns for this other big temple next to it. So hundreds and hundreds of them. I thought that I had traced everything in Rome, but apparently I didn't. There's lots that I hadn't traced. So I finished that today. I had a few more to do, and I got up. I was working until like 10 o'clock this morning. I was working at like 6 in the morning. I went and got an energy drink, and then, yeah, I just kept working until like 10 or something. Then I got up at like 4 or something, pretty much slept all day. And I've been here working. So I finished the columns, and then I looked at the Pantheon and looked at the floor. And usually when I look at big temples and stuff, if the floor has a design, I try to put a mosaic, an image on the floor. They look great on ground level and from far away. It makes it look really realistic. It's like adding film to a cartoon. And so I, I was looking at the Pantheon and the floor, and there was no design or anything on the floor. So I wanted to know what the Pantheon looked like, because I remember I'd seen in tours, or maybe even I walked in it. I went to Rome. I don't think I went in the Pantheon, but I've seen that there's a distinct mosaic on the floor, and I wanted to see it and try to get an image of it on the floor. And so I Googled it, and sure enough, there was an image of the Pantheon's floor in the right shape and everything. So I put it right on the Pantheon, and but without thinking, I just started tracing over it. And I can't remember if I was going to do that originally or not. I think I was just going to put the image on. That would have been a lot easier. But I started tracing over it, and then so now I'm kind of committed. Yeah, I'm gonna build polygon floor of the Pantheon, which I've never done it like this before. But I can't, because Rome is like this. But it just so happens that right where the Pantheon is, it happens to be really flat, because that's where the Pantheon is, and that's how Google Earth read it. And which means that I can build 3-dimensional stuff, and it'll be flat on the top. So I can build all of the designs of the mosaic of the Pantheon in the polygon tool. But I can have it elevated. So it's actually good. It'll make the Pantheon look better on my Google Earth, because the front of the Pantheon has like 15 stairs or something. And they're actually drawn. The person who drew the map in 1750 drew the stairs at 1/3 of a meter, which is pretty much accurate size. All the other stairs were drawn at 2/3 of a meter, double that. So he kind of doubled up, and so it's not completely accurate. So the Pantheon's the only building in the entire map where the stairs are accurate. And I saw there were a lot of stairs. So the Pantheon is clearly elevated, just like all those other temples. If you Google Earth, if you Google Roman temple, you're going to see a temple elevated on its base up about 3 meters high. And then the stairs go up, and on the side it comes out. It elevates on the side of the stairs, and then the temple's built on top of that foundation that's like 3 meters tall. And the Pantheon, I think, was like that too, maybe even higher. Maybe I'll put it at like higher, 4 meters tall. But the interesting thing is, if you look at the Pantheon now, because I looked at this tour of the Pantheon. This guy has this. There's this YouTube channel called Pro Walk Tours, Rome Virtual Walk 4K Part 3, Trevi Fountain to the Pantheon, because he's like got the whole Rome tour going on. I watched him. I actually traced off of this guy. I think it's this guy doing the Colosseum. And I did my tour of the exact Colosseum. I wanted to Google Earth it later when I'm done. I didn't want to do it too early. I'm keep looking at myself. I want to look at the camera. So but if you look at this guy's video and you walk across I think it's called the Trevi Plaza, or whatever plaza that is, and then you step up onto the Pantheon, the level where the Pantheon is, all you do is step up on a step that's like a tiny little step. It's just one small step. And then you're in the level of the Pantheon. The Pantheon is on the same level exactly as the rest of Rome. It's all the streets and plazas of Rome. I don't know how but I guess it doesn't flood because they have the river under control now. But back in the day, that thing was way up on a thing. So it goes to show you that 2,000 years, what 2,000 years will do to a city. It makes the ground level rise, rise, rise. Another really good example of it, probably the best example, or another good example in Rome is the tomb of Augustus. If you look at Augustus and you see it, like the foundation, the area that it's around, it's way lower than all the streets around it because they preserved that, but then the city just built up. Also, if you look at Herculaneum, Pompeii and Herculaneum that got destroyed by the Mount Vesuvius in 71 BC. Um, um, Herculaneum is a section of the city that got covered and then they found it. And so now it's like a museum, outdoor museum. But if you look at it, the ground level of the whole thing on Google Earth, like turn Google Earth on 3D, the ground level it is a good 10 meters below everything around it. So yeah, it's interesting. So that's why the Pantheon is the same level. But just picture the Pantheon back in the day, like 2,000 years ago when it was made, being way, way higher, and then the streets being way below. So that's trippy. So anyways, that's how I'm going to build it because I see all those stairs and because I'm already committed to building it. I mean, if I'd have known, maybe I wouldn't have, because I don't have to elevate it. If I'm going to build stairs, I can just build the stairs individually and have them all on the same height, but then it wouldn't be realistic. And I wanted it to be, realistic. So that's it. And the colors will call out at you more in the Pantheon floor. Plus, I've never done anything like that intricate of a floor. So might as well do it with the Pantheon because the Pantheon is the most interesting building, one of the most interesting buildings in the world because it's arguably the most interesting because like when you go into it, it's like it's literally a time travel machine because it's the one building in Rome that is preserved perfectly. I mean, you can see the Colosseum, and that's amazing to look at because you can walk around in it. That's actually to me probably the most interesting building in all of Rome, but it's not preserved. All the paint fell off of it and it crumbled apart. All the iron fell out of it, and it's just a ruin of what it was. But the Pantheon is still 100% functional, just as good of shape as the day it was built. I mean, and the floor, the mosaic floor. I'm pretty sure the mosaic floor has never been replaced since it was built. Oh, I actually should research that. I didn't research that before doing the video. I know that the copper roof was taken off of it by Justinian to fund his wars, and he also took off the copper doors. So they replaced the copper doors and then replaced the roof. I think they replaced the copper doors in the Renaissance in like the 1700s, or the 1500s when the popes did it. But the marble floor I think is original. I'm gonna have to, but if it is original, it's amazing because you've got an original. I mean, because that's how Rome looked when you're walking in the Pantheon. That's literally how Rome looked. The entire city looked like. Imagine the entire city looking like that. So, it's a time machine, and it's it's amazing that we have that to use. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to build the Pantheon, and finish building the Pantheon, the floor and everything, and then I'm going to the next thing is to I don't know. Oh yeah, the column of Trajan. I'm going to figure out how to build that in a good way too, because that's another 2,000-year-old column that still stands. that had stairs that went all the way to the top. I would love to walk to the top of the column of Trajan because I mean, there's 2,000-year-old stair step up at the top of a column. The engineering, I mean, is just it's impressive. So, and I think he destroyed a whole hill in order to make that column. The hill was as high as the column is. And so yeah, that's the other thing I'm going to build. So yeah, I've got some interesting stuff to build today. Oh, I've talked for over 10 minutes. Oh, I have a new visitor to my channel. Dale Spencer is commenting again. Hi, Dale. Hey, if you want to comment on every single one of my videos like you were before, I'm not going to block you this time. I'll just keep trying to convince you that my work is the perfect work for any person who considers themselves to be of the elite of society to do. And when it comes out, everybody's going to be addicted to it. And if you're not, oh, I pity the fools who go, why would you want to look at Rome on Google Earth? If the past already happened, why would you even want to be interested in it? It's like, okay, well, there you go. Maybe we could put you in the human exhibit over at the zoo or something like that, give you a couple bananas. All right, so I'm going to work tonight. Maybe I can finish the Coliseum today. I'm super excited to see what I can make the whole thing look like because this is a new level of detail. So, but I'm not going to be. So yeah, maybe I'll be done today, and you can check out the download tomorrow of the Pantheon. And but I don't think I'm going to be done with Region 9 until the end of not this week, but next week. It's going to be 2 weeks. Alrighty, talk to you later.